Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Squad Focus. This time we're taking a look at Arsenal's squad. They've made a couple of changes in the summer and it's worth taking a look at them ahead of FM23. Thank you to the FMinside.net for this update. The link is in the description if you want to update your game to see what you've got to play with come FM23, as it's on the horizon and will be released shortly. So without further ado, let's take a look at Arsenal. Now, it's worth mentioning we are using the FM22 database to take a look at these. So here it is, the goalkeeping position. So, Aaron Ramsdale is the number one. We know that. Matt Turner has come in to be his backup. Obviously, they sold Bernd Leno in the summer, Arsenal. And beyond those two, it's not an awful lot. Carl Jacob Hines seems to be the best one coming through the academy. Obviously, you've got Runra Alex Renarsson. He's another good one coming through. But for two goalkeepers, you're all right. Obviously, you only really need the two big goalkeepers. Aaron Ramsdale's got a lot of life left in him, being so young. So yeah, Arsenal are okay in the goalkeeping department. But what they haven't got is a lot of options at right back. They've got Taru Tamiyasu and Cedric. Now, Ben White has been playing there in real life. I'm assuming by the FM23 update, he will be converted to playing right back and centre back. So you've got three to choose from to start with. Obviously, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is out on loan. Bit of a head scratcher, that one. Thought he'd be very useful to this Arsenal team, but obviously Mikel Arteta feels otherwise. Brooke Nitton-Cuffy is a good one coming through from the academy. He looks good, and maybe you can use the best of him. There are a few options on the left-hand side as well. Alexander Zinchenko has come in from Manchester City during the summer. Kieran Tierney is still with the football club. Cedric can play on the right and the left. Nuno Tavares is out on this side, as is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yes, he's probably more predominantly known for being a midfield player, but if you decide to play five at the back, you can play that left and right wing-back role. It just confuses me why he's out on loan. Central defenders, Arsenal have an abundance of them. William Sabaya being probably one of the better ones. He has had an electric start to the season. Obviously, Tomiyasu can play centre-half as well. There's Ben White, Rob Holding, Gabriel. Palomari is out on loan. They have lots of options in this area. You even have the option and the capability, if you want to play that three at the back system, should you wish, because they are very strong in this particular area. Central midfield now, and there's a lot of options in this particular area as well. Obviously, Mohamed El Neni can play here. Lukongo looks like a really good addition to the squad. Thomas Partey is here. Granit Xhaka, obviously a stalwart of this Arsenal team. Special mention to Fabio Vieira as well, coming in to the football club this season. Obviously, Vieira normally does pretty well at Arsenal, so be fearful of him. You've got to mention Kira Chan. We'll mention Martin Odegaard a bit further forward because he won't play central midfield for you. You've got too many options in that area. Kira Chan is a good young player coming through. Matt Smith is another one. Charlie Pantino is on loan at Blackpool, and I would recommend using him if he's developed right at Blackpool, because he's going to be a very good player as well. Now, Arsenal do have a lot of options in the wide areas as well. So we've mentioned Zinchenko. Reece Nelson is a good one. Emile Smith-Rowe, provided you can keep him fit, is a very good player. And I love Emile Smith-Rowe. It's just gutting he plays for Arsenal, frankly, in my instance at least. Bukayo Saka, obviously England international these days, will only get better and better and better. Gabriel Jesus can play out wide, but predominantly he'll play down the centre. We'll talk about him a little bit more shortly. Gabriel Martinelli is another good player coming through. They've got a lot of options, as I mentioned, Arsenal. There's Eddie Nketiah as well. Can play as a striker or as an attacking midfield player. Not even mentioning Nicolas Pepe, who is out on loan at the moment. Tariq John Jules, I've used him a lot in FM22. Good player as well. Lots of options. Lots of clubs are going to be very jealous of all these players because they have so many to choose from. And they're all right behind the striker as well. Martin Odegaard is the key man to play in this particular area. You might look to find him a backup. Although, I think Kira-Jan can do that job. I used him a couple of times in FM22, and he seemed pretty capable of doing it. Zinchenko can play that role as well. He has got so many options in his arsenal. No pun intended. Fabio Vieira can play that position as well. I see him more of a central midfield player for everybody though, rather than an attacking one. He's still young, he still needs to develop. He may well do that in future, but initially probably central midfield for him. Emile Smith-Rowe is another player that can play in that central area, but probably better off out wide. And kind of the missing piece of the puzzle was bought in the summer for you, and that is Gabriel Jesus. We mentioned him already. He will be the main man down the centre, without question. Obviously, Gabriel Martinelli can play there as well. Eddie Nketiah will probably be his backup, I would have thought, initially, unless you want to get rid of Eddie. That's up to you if you want to do that, but I would stick with him. He's got goals in him, just needs a consistent run of games to make that happen. There's a few coming through the academy as well. Felon Balogun is another decent one to keep your eye on. Obviously, we mentioned Tariq John Jules as well. He has potential to be a star of the future as well. So it's painful for me to say, but Arsenal look very good for FM23. There is a lot of players there that are going to do a lot of damage, and they are a team that if you're looking to bag some trophies, it would definitely be worth checking out managing Arsenal for FM23. They are going to be very, very good, as long as you can make them click. There are some players in there. Obviously, Fabio Vieira is probably the best example. They're a young player that are coming through. They've bought him for big money, and you just need to nurture him and help him to grow. And that will be your challenge to make this young Arsenal side gel together and win titles. Don't forget, if you've got any suggestions for squad focus, to please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time with our next team. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.